Alright, let's look at how we create an assignment now. After we've got our gradebooks all set up, we're ready to create assignments. I'm going to show you two ways to create a simple assignment. And we're still in our instruction tab. Right now I'm on the assignment tab, which gives us this. Look where we set it up. It's right there, the fourth tab over, create assignment. It's pretty simple. When you're just doing a simple creation, you only have to complete the red headings. That lets you create assignment, get it in your gradebook, and you put grades in there. So the first part, of course, is give it a name. I'm just going to call it assignment 1. You give it an abbreviation. The abbreviation is what shows up on your gradebook, that spreadsheet view. So let's just call this one A1, and we're ready to go there. Make sure you're tagged as scored assignments. Unscored activities is a different deal, and I'll talk about that in a different video clip. So just make sure you're tagged as scored assignments because we're taking grades and we want it to show up in the gradebook. Let's scroll down a little bit to section placement. Notice how my current section's tagged here. It's ready to go. You have an active. Maybe you create an assignment and you don't want it to affect the gradebook. You could take active off. That way it'll show. You can put scores in there, but it doesn't affect the overall grade. You could also hide. Maybe you don't want one to show up in the portal. You could click hide. It hides that grade from the portal view, but it's still part of your gradebook. So that's what those two things do. We have the date assigned, so you can change the assigned date to whatever you want it to be. You have the date due, so you could change that to whatever you want it to be. One thing nice about that, these are always offset to the current date. So you really don't need to fill that field in because it's set for you, but if you want to change it, you can. They put the sequencing function back on the end of last year, as many of you noticed. I don't know how well it works. I haven't played with it much. They took it away at first because it wasn't working. This just lets you realign your assignments in a sequenced order. So you'll have to play with that and see how it works. I haven't played with it, to be honest with you, so I don't know how well it works. Looking down, the next red heading area is simply just the points. So here we got to select a term grade. Remember, we always select term grade. Our grading system is set up on term grade. If you're putting grades in a midterm, it's going to foul up your grade book. So make sure you're not doing that. Only select term grade. I can't stress that enough. Then it lets you pick between your categories. Remember, I just created two, the assignment category and the test quiz. You could have multiple categories to choose from. So however many you want to create there. Always make sure we're set to points. Don't use marks. We always use points. And then we set up this gradebook to be total points. So if the assignment's value, so maybe this assignment's worth 15 points, I would put it there and leave it there. If you're doing percents when you set up your grade, you would leave it at 100, and then in the score sheet you would give the kid, a 90% or 85 or whatever you did for percents. And then your last section here is a multiplier. With the multiplier, you can change the value of the individual assignment. Maybe I wanted this to be worth twice as much, a little bit heavier of a grade. You could do that. Usually people just leave it at 1. So I've just created that assignment really simply right there. Then you just hit save. Now as we look back at our assignment list, there it is right there. We can see it's up there. Two more things before we leave this view. If you needed to edit that assignment for any reason, you just click on the name of it, the hyperlink name, and it takes you right back into the assignment. Maybe I decided this assignment's actually only worth 10 points and not 15. I just highlight and change it. One other thing with this is, and maybe I created the assignment and I really didn't need it, you could delete the assignment when you go back into the editor phase. So you could delete it also. Once you make your changes, make sure you always click save. It takes us back out. There's my assignment right there. One other thing you can do on this view right here is you can go right to your class roster and place grades. So if you just click on the little notebook, it puts you right in there. And then you can go through and put grades in all the way down manually. One other nice function with this is you can do a fill all function. So maybe I want to give everybody a 10 out of 10 on that one because they all did great. So you could fill all. Maybe I just want it to all be blank. I made a mistake. So we could fill all with blanks. Maybe give them all a 10 and then say this student received a 9. Then fill the rest. It will overlap it, so just be aware of that. So that's how the fill all works. Fill empty. Once again, just put it blank, hit fill all. It'll put it right back. So that's the fill all function there. You have the ability to comment individual assignments. This is different than comments on a report card. This is whatever you type here goes on the portal and parents can see and students can see, but maybe the student did a great job or they need to complete the assignment, something like that. You can put that information in there. Another piece of the pie with this thing is you have these tag buttons. You can tag everybody as turned in. You can tag everybody as missing. These are just fill alls. You can do individuals just by clicking on them. You have a late flag, you have a incomplete flag, you have a cheated and an exempt. So those areas are right there. So that's really quick. You can just do that assignment and go ahead and create assignments there. All right, that's through the assignment tab. Let's look at the gradebook side of this. Gradebook's pretty simple. You can see the assignment already created. Well, say you're in here and you want to create another assignment. You just go up to the gray area up here and you just right click. And says add assignment, you just do simple. And notice it's all the red fields that were on that other page. So now we're just going to give it a name, our new assignment we're creating. This lets you pick which category it's going to be in. This gives you the abbreviation just like the other page. I'm just going to call it A2. You have to put a date range in here. You'll notice it'll offset to the current date, but since I'm playing around in the sandbox right here, I need to give it past date. Gives you the sequencing order. Notice it always offsets at 1 because it's just going to put them in chronological order, do them in the date created. But if you want to switch them around, that's where you do that. Remember, we're always going to stay with points. This gives you the ability to tell how many points it's worth. This one's worth 15. Your multiplier, your active and hide like we had on the previous page. Click OK. There's my assignment. Notice how A2 is in front of A1. Because I created it, it's a newer assignment than A1. So that's the reason it pops up there. Some other quick functions with this. You can do the fill functions here. Maybe you want to give everybody a 0 on that one. Maybe you want to override with a value of 10 on all those. But you have the ability to do fill in this section right here. Okay, so that's really quick between the two areas. Just creating a simple assignment really fast. If you have any questions, please contact me.